The two pathways of awakening, how nearness to the divine takes root in the human interior. This sacred awakening generally occurs in two forms, through intermediaries, by wasita, and without intermediaries, bila wasita. 1. Through intermediaries, by wasita. Spiritual attentiveness often arises through subtle, divinely guided circumstances wherein the seeker's soul is gently stirred by external catalysts. These catalysts are frequently the luminous souls of the righteous, those grounded in sincerity and spiritual insight. Their presence, speech, or even silent company becomes a mirror through which the heart glimpses itself, and a lantern that rekindles dormant longing within the inner being. Occasionally, however, the divine may veil the source of awakening and transmit it through unlikely vessels, those without knowledge, or those whose knowledge is not illumined by action. This resembles a heedless person carrying gold, unaware of its worth, offering it for little, until someone with discernment recognizes its true value. In this way, the value lies not in the carrier, but in the act of recognition itself, much like vital insight, healing knowledge, or life-altering truth that may pass through one unaware of its significance, yet awaken another who knows how to receive, interpret, and integrate it. Likewise, some may echo divine truths without embodying them. Their words, though sincere in form, become seeds of salvation for others while yielding nothing but spiritual loss for themselves. Such paradoxes are rare and carry significant risk. They stand as spiritual warnings rather than models to be emulated. Thus, the Almighty warns, "O you who believe, why do you say what you do not do? Deeply displeasing to God is that you say what you do not do." In such moments, a person may hear a sacred verse, a prophetic saying, or a line from a saintly text and experience a sudden interior awakening. They turn inward with clarity and ask, "What have I made of this life? Was it all heedlessness veiled in distraction? What remains dignity or disarray, meaning or regret?" This reflection may ignite a transformation, reordering the inner compass, realigning one's path with love for the real, al-haq, and a yearning to return. Such awakenings, born of study, contemplation, or spiritual dialogue, are known as awakenings through intermediaries. 2. Without intermediaries, by lawasita. At times, the veil is lifted without forewarning, and the heart is touched directly by a current from the unseen. No voice is heard, no text is read, no teacher is present. Yet an inward pull arises, whether resting, walking, driving, sitting quietly, or even in the middle of a meeting or alone at the office, a wave passes through the heart. What have these acts of harm and estrangement truly brought me? What have I become in this heedless state? Return. Do not waste another moment. Or a deeper reflection emerges. My life has passed in heedlessness, entangled in moral confusion and self-serving pursuits. What has it truly yielded? What remains of its worth? Where is it leading me? Why continue drifting in this state of estrangement? Turn inward, become conscious of the one who sees all. Such stirrings are angelic inspirations, ilhamat malakia, pure, unconditioned impulses of higher conscience, clarity, and alignment, rays from the unseen cast into the heart without mediation, preparation, or external cause. As the prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Indeed, your Lord has breezes of mercy that blow throughout your days. Will you not expose yourselves to them?" These divine breezes, or glances, nazar, vary in rhythm and frequency. Some hearts receive them often, daily, or even multiple times per day. Others feel them every few days, and some only once in a lifetime. Each heart is addressed according to its capacity, readiness, and degree of openness. The rarity of these glances is often due to veils formed by persistent moral transgressions and internal corrosion. But even more spiritually perilous is indifference, when the heart is touched but turns away, seduced by the ego's whispers or the world's illusions. What was once daily becomes weekly, what was weekly becomes monthly, until the soul is visited but once, if ever again. Neglect, more than absence, seals the door. These divine encounters are also deeply connected to one's material intake and ethical surroundings. A body nourished by ethically sourced and consciously beneficial means, such as honest income, transparent practices, and provisions that uphold human dignity, is more receptive to inner light and spiritual clarity. In contrast, a life built on exploitation, manipulation, or morally tainted income, even when socially normalized, tends to obscure the heart's perception and delay awakening. Thus, the outer life quietly conditions the inner reception. One stage of life and the habits formed across it also influence how and when these sacred insights arrive.